If you want to replace the main storyboard with a custom view controller as a starting point for your app, you can simply create a new project, select app under iOS. Next, we can simply set anything we want as a name, and we have to leave storyboard and everything as is. Just next, create. And now under info.playlist, we will remove the reference to main storyboard, which is under scene configuration, window application session row, item 0. And here we have to remove this property. If we just set it to something blank, it will not work and it will throw a runtime error because it would not find that. So let's just remove this property. And now if we want to show anything, because right now if we run, we won't have anything. It's just a blank screen. Like it has no window, it has no scene. We have to set it right here. Because right now, as it runs, you will see that it's just a blank window. All right, so to actually show something, we can go to the scene delegate and set up a new instance of window. As you can see, it's not on dark theme, it's not on light theme, it's just nothing at all. So let's create a window scene as casting this scene to UI window scene, and we will set the window to be an instance of window and passing the window scene as a parameter. All right, this is already enough to create this window, but we want to make it visible. So let's make it key so that it accepts all the input and also visible to show on screen. And now let's see something. So create just a simple view controller, for instance, or set your own view controller, and let's make the view property have a background color of red so that we know that it's actually working. And the important part here is setting the root view controller as the view controller. This sets this view controller as the root, and it will actually show a screen with the color red. This is what happens, as you can see. This is all you actually have to do. If you want to remove the main storyboard from here, you can. But if you try to run this without making any additional changes, we'll see a runtime error, as we see here, because it's trying to find this property and it's not finding. So we have to go under our project and go to our target. And on build settings, we can search for storyboard, and we will see UIKit main storyboard file. And we have to delete this, otherwise it's trying to find it and it's not able to. So it just throws a runtime error. All right, so now we can safely delete without any errors. We can also delete the view controller, which comes with the template, and we are left with a very clean project. And if you're running on a version that is lower than iOS 13, you have to set the root view controller from the app delegate. But on iOS 13 and newer, you will do it on the scene delegate, which is the new place for it. This is the new place to manage scenes and everything else. Now everything is done, but if you want to know more, I'll just explain a bit. But why do we set window to be key and visible, right? Because we have the ability on iPadOS and on macOS to have multiple windows. For instance, if I go to Xcode and settings, you can see that we have a floating window that is also a part of Xcode. And this is like a secondary window, whereas Xcode is the main window. So we can have multiple windows, and we want to set one as a main window, which is this one. So, all right, if your application has multiple windows, you then manage them and set one as a secondary and something like that. But for now, everything is already great as is. If you want, you can also clean and make everything a bit more nicer to work with, a little bit more nice to work with, and just remove this boilerplate code. We can also clean a bit the app delegate, which is not being used right now. So I can just remove every single method here and just leave it as is. Very, very minimal, very clean. And we just have the scene delegate with the method that we want to set up. We can also, like, this can be before it doesn't really matter. Like, you can do all of these like so. I usually find this a little bit better on the eyes, but this is already properly working, so no worries about it. This is This is great. And later we can customize the properties from our view controller, like we can add some views to the view, we can set a new view and stuff like that, and we'll see it later. But for now, this is all we need. Awesome. And that's it.